Ha! Ain't that something? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something very near and dear. My Geiger counter's going crazy over here. I want to give a special shout out to, well, actually, nobody wanted me to give them a shout out this time, but that's okay. The stream has been brought to you by Luch Scoops Pet Waste Removal. If you're on the East Coast, look into it. I guess, who knows, or don't. Also, this has been brought to you by Brandolino's Music Encore Center, or Encore Music Center. If you're in the Shorewood area, be sure to check them out. Ask for Bobby B. My buddy Bobby will take care of you. Best guitars around, best recording equipment, anything you need, he'll help you out. That's Brandolino's Encore Music Center. They also do lessons. Get the kids in there learning guitar, get them learning bass, do whatever it is. They have that. And it's a great store, ran by a great guy. And yeah, definitely, he ships as well, so you can order online wherever you are, and he'll ship it right to you. It's my first plug for somebody, so, a little rusty, but we'll work on that. Now, I wanted to touch base real quick about one of my more nearest and dearest subjects. I wanted to discuss more about Fallout 5. I've been getting a lot of reports that pretty much everybody's shocked about the numbers and just the audience in general, the amount of people that are actually flocking to the Fallout scene. Like, the Fallout games have had more players than ever before. It is really turning into a big community, and I think that, the Fallout team really has to act on that. But it seems like Bethesda is more concerned about the Elder Scrolls, and which I think is, that's great. But nobody wants to see that right now. Everybody wants to see Fallout 5. We want to see it take place on the West Coast. Obsidian's talking about potentially taking over, taking the reins for this one. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know for sure if Obsidian and Bethesda get picked up by Microsoft, because that's another question that makes you think: is Microsoft being part of Microsoft now? Is this going to become exclusive to just the Xbox and the PC, or are we going to see something that's like still going to be for all platforms? But I really want to see what happens with Fallout 5. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I also think they got to do more with the NCR. They got to pick up on like this whole. If they did it right, depending on how long it takes to shoot and finish the season, to finish season 2, because we don't even know if it's. We don't really even know if they finished shooting it, let alone like in editing and all that. If they have enough time to squeak out a Fallout 5 in between setting up events for season 2, I mean, I don't know how you get more lore efficient than that. I mean, make it take place like the aftermath of what happened in season 1, and this whoever we take the identity as has a similar journey to the West Coast. To not to the West Coast, to Vegas. So you ultimately lead back to Vegas. I don't think just because Vegas was used one time that we can't use it again, especially when you're in that sort of proximity. There's ways like when we've seen it with Fallout 3 DLCs where you're going all over the place, through the rails, the monorails, and all that. I think that we can really reutilize Vegas again. I think it would work. Yeah, long live. Yeah, see, I put the flag up for you. I figured you'd recognize it. We were just talking about season 2 because it prompted to talk about Fallout 5, and it looks like they're trying to get Fallout 5 going as quick as possible. But it looks like Bethesda's still really committed to the new Elder Scrolls coming out, so we don't really know if they're. I think Obsidian could potentially take over, which I think would be great to see Obsidian, do another Fallout. I really feel like they're just more into giving us what we want to see, let alone, Bethesda they were great, but they really wouldn't touch the West Coast that much for some reason. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to really describe that, but I'm really excited for this. It reminds me, I got the laptop. I'm gonna start charging that thing, and I'm gonna start playing more. I'm gonna start playing more Fallout New Vegas again, dude. I'm just gonna start on my spare time. Like my spare time happens to be like 2 or 3 in the morning, so it's like. But I'd rather get on, do some console commands, make some cool stuff happen, but play the game. I want to run through the story again. Yeah, Obsidian, dude, 100%, 100%. Cause I think that would be a Obsidian did New Vegas, and they did a great job, dude. I honestly, I liked it a lot. Well, what was your more preferred ending for the New Vegas game? Cause like I got to imagine it's got to be with either NCR or the Legion, cause I got to imagine you revived the remnants, bro. Yeah, the remnants. Yeah, how about I don't know what platform you played it on, dude, but excuse me. Um, Moreno would always glitch for me when I had him with the NCR, and like sometimes he'd go and turn on everybody. But it was interesting to see that they were willing to help the Legion. I found that to be very interesting, and I found the story to be interesting too. If Kaiser doesn't survive and it's the Legate that's in charge, because in the post story they talk about how they still tried to take down the remnants, and they like tried to go after them, but they just kept on finding dead legions, and no one ever no one was ever able to stop the remnants, which I found to be really interesting. Oh, PS4, hell yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I was using Xbox. Xbox was known for glitching with Fallout. That was like a That's why like I didn't mind putting mods on Fallout 4. My brother was like, dude, if you put mods, be careful, the game might glitch. I go, dude, the game, it's a Fallout game, it's gonna glitch anyway. So it's like there's no worry about that. Glitching's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's just a tradition in the Fallout stuff. Like I never get mad when my stuff glitches out in Fallout. Like I never get as mad if I didn't save. Then that was on me, because I would always save frequently. Always override the save file so I wouldn't like fill up too much space. But Fallout games, when they bugged out, that was just normal, dude. There's so much like data compact onto those things, dude. That one little game. Yeah, I think Fallout New Vegas. I mean, as far as playability goes, and just like the comfortability, or however that word is, I might have just butchered that. I honestly prefer New Vegas more than anything else, because New Vegas was the first one I played. Yeah, yeah, the mods are bad. The see, so can you still do like the mod situation with the PlayStation? Does it still give you like the mod station and all that? Oh, okay. Wait, better mod. Oh, so it does. Okay. Oh, really? It crashes more with the PlayStation, you think? I thought for sure, dude, it would be the other way around. But I never really had PlayStation. I know people that have switched back and forth, but I predominantly have always been Xbox since well, I did GameCube and then went to Xbox, and then pretty much stayed with Xbox. The only reason why I went to Xbox was because this game, Star Wars Battlefront, back in like 2004, it wasn't for GameCube. Oh, okay. Yeah, my mods are pretty basic, dude. Honestly, once I could find out that I could get I got dog meat changed, honestly, because at that point, dog meat was already changed. So it's like one extra change won't make a difference. So I got it wasn't a mod, it was like the add-ons, and I got the Rottweiler skin, and I put the Rottweiler skin on, and was rocking that for the longest time. Go figure. Then fast forward in time later on, I get a half loud snoring Roddy Staffy mix, which I thought was awesome, because I believe that they had what were all the dog options? There was Husky. I think there was Husky. I don't even. No. You know what it was? It was black. It was the black German Shepherd, I think there was a white German Shepherd, and then there was the regular one, and then there was like like an injured version. I think there was, and then I think there was. I know there was Rottweiler, Labrador, and I want to say Pitbull. I want to almost say Pitbull, but I'm not sure. But I thought those were cool that they could have dog meat be different breed dogs, and the fact that that's what was cool about Fallout 4. 99 mods. Well, I had the basic Xbox, the Xbox One. No, hold on. The Xbox One S. Well, yeah, I had the Xbox One S, and then I got like the newer generation, but like the slimmer one. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, dude, but the modding experience for Fallout 4 was pretty good, dude. I mean, it allowed you to like get more in depth. And then as far as New Vegas goes, I got the PC version more so I could get access to the console commands, and I could like simulate my own battles that I wanted to see. So what I would do is I would test out certain mod spawns, like which characters, and I would see how they do against different enemies, so I knew who to put against who to make it a longer fight, so I could get an actual battle for YouTube. And that's what I used to do with that. But I used to mess around because they had so much Enclave. You wouldn't believe how many Enclave files they have on New Vegas. Like, I can go to the New Vegas game right now and console command myself the old armor, the Fallout 3 armor, Fallout 3 troops, like the Shock Trooper Enclave, the officers. It's like so much they had for them that they just left buried in the files for whatever reason. They never utilized that. They should have had at least like a holdout Enclave squad somewhere. At least. Well, I guess technically that's the Remnants, but I meant like a Fallout 3 version that was like coming back from the East Coast or something. I feel like there was so much to utilize with the Enclave. They should have given us the opportunity to side with the Enclave in Fallout 3. They halfway did it by having Eden and you poison the water, but that wasn't good enough, you know? Because you're still ultimately siding with the Brotherhood. Like, for someone like you, for example, Night Stalker, it's like, you gotta side with literally your enemy, because now you're not allowed to side with your own guys. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works, as being an Enclave guy. But I personally, I don't mind the Enclave. I always thought the Enclave was good. I thought it was just misunderstood. This is just, people thought of them as evil. I thought of them as very paranoid, and because of the paranoid, driven into almost like a heightened sense of like, yeah, the Enclave flag. They were just a heightened sense of like what happens when you just don't trust anything around you and you start to assume everything is bad, and then like it turns you into like a bit of a more like cutthroat policy where you wouldn't really have I don't know how to describe it actually, but like there's no second guessing. It's pure military. It's like they it's a show no mercy. It's really like a show. I'm trying to find a correct way to say it. It's like a show no mercy faction. It's like, this is who they are. This is what they're here to do. And then yeah. Sorry, there's some people running by that threw me off. My bad. I always thought the Enclave was more badass than the Brotherhood of Steel, because I believe that the Enclave took care of business and they stood on everything that they believed in. For example, you can't make that argument with the Brotherhood, particularly the Brotherhood of Fallout 3 that we're referring to with the Enclave. They lost communication with the West Coast of the Brotherhood. They weren't even around anymore. So, like, to help anybody, and that's because they strayed from the path of the Brotherhood of Steel, to the point where even some of the Brotherhoods in that outfit decided to leave and become the outcast. And I think that is a perfect example of how the Brotherhood of Steel wasn't really as composed and well knitted as the Enclave, and stood on the business that they stood on. Because arguably speaking, from a Wastelander's perspective, the Brotherhood of Steel should have been just as fucking evil as the Enclave, because the Brotherhood of Steel's got no love for just regular civilians. The only reason why these Fallout 3 ones stuck around like that is because they were following orders. Well, and to piggyback off of what you're saying right there, to speak on like behalf of the actual like soldiers, it's the politicians that are back, like the what's his name? I forget I forget the one at not Henry Eden, the one that was on the oil rig. That guy, and all the other ones, they're filling up the heads with all the civilians, telling them that everyone out there is irradiated and can't be saved. Don't trust anybody. It's kind of, yeah, Richardson. Okay, President Richardson, and it's a perfect example of like, you know, it's a fear tactic almost, but it's like to the point where now like all Enclave troopers believe that by killing these infected, radiated people in the wasteland, that they are doing America a service, because in order to rebuild, we have to rebuild cleanly, and no one can be sick, because if we keep getting sick, then someone else can get someone else sick, and then it'll all just keep happening. We have to start over, and that's what they believe they're doing. They're starting over and giving America a clean slate is really how most people should look at it. But they're a little ruthless, and for the wastelanders that are maybe already irradiated, or the ghouls that are out there, Gob the Ghoul, and all of them, they're probably not good with that idea, because that means that they have to die, or they have to, go into hiding and avoid being killed. But the reasoning behind the Enclave is pure when you think about it from their point of view. It's like they just want their civilians, their women and children, their families to grow up back in America with everything clean, nobody sick. And in order to do that, you have to find a way to get rid of the cause of the sickness. And unfortunately, a lot of infected people can still get people infected. Radiation, a ghoul comes close enough and just bites your hand, the radiation exposure from that moment, especially if it was really irradiated. Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm also really early in the morning, and it's a Fallout one, so like I don't know if anybody really knows that much about Fallout. I don't know if any of them knew anything about it, so they might have just seen that and they were like, I don't know what that is, so they might have not came. But there might also I don't know. It's Monday morning, so they could be going to school, going to work. But like I said before, it's never really a big issue. I'm always just glad to come here and just talk, dude. And I clip these sometimes, and I'll use them as talking points for other things as well. Honestly, I'm really thinking about going and trying to do more with the computer again, now that I have spare time during the night, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm still trying to get a couple of things squared away. But yeah, dude, freaking, alright, so we talked about Fallout New Vegas, and it was sort of touching up on Fallout 3. Did you have a favorite DLC for that one? Because honestly, dude, mine would have been either Broken Steel or Operation Anchorage. I thought Operation Anchorage was very crucial to see, and I'm really glad that we got to experience that. That one was really a fun one for me. Oh, you know what I realized is the freaking phone's turned the wrong way. Damn, the whole time. I was looking at the flag. The reason why I did that was because I turned it around to see if the flag showed up in good quality, and then I started looking at the flag and then totally forgot. Welcome to this. Wow, I'm kind of making it look bad now, but maybe if I go backward. No. Oh well. And then Revan's, oh, that's perfect, dude. How did it literally got Revan. Hey, what's going on, Plunger Man? How are you doing today, dude? Yeah, welcome back, dude. We're just, oh, there he is. It's a Revan. It's good to see you, Caesar. How have you been, bro? Okay, brother. Good to meet you then, with your official name then, RG. We was just talking about some Fallout stuff, dude. I don't know if yeah, President Luch. Yeah, that's if Plumber Luch works his way up, dude. Dude, I'm gonna try to do some more Plumber Luch stuff, dude. But I need the that's what I also need the New Vegas for, because I can start doing that. No, unfortunately, dude, I honestly, I never really went outside as far as games. I never really went outside of Star Wars, Halo, Fallout, and like Elder Scrolls. To be particular, the occasional sports game, and then I got on Fortnite. Oh, somebody asked me about Fortnite earlier, and I totally forgot. I got on Fortnite to play with like friends that I knew that were far away, and then I met more of them that were far away. And oh, the flag. Oh, so the flag back here is actually it's from the video game from Fallout. It's the Enclave flag. It's actually not like the actual American. Well, actually, technically, for all standard purposes, it does look like it. But the E up there, it's from the video game. So it's like it's actually a video game. It's the Enclave from the Fallout New Vegas. That's their flag in the game. Yeah, no, my bad, dude. I yeah, I put it up because Night Stalker's he's a big Enclave guy, so I wanted to make sure you could say that he is well affiliated with the Enclave. No, it's technically they're like the American remnants from after a post-apocalyptic war. What happened was there was a war where like somebody shot the nuclear bombs off, and then everybody did, and then the only ones that really survived were people that were hidden in vaults, and it was a really cool game. They just did a show. You're a moderator. You're a group of selected individuals of high prestige that are chosen to do a very, very responsible duty for them and for others around them. Yeah, some. No, it's a wrench. It's a wrench. Yeah, I figure, man, get you into some stats so you can tell people you mod too, dude. If that's something you like, you can you now become a mod, bro. And we all just yeah. I mean, you technically you don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but like as a mod, you can do anything from like check out the make sure nobody's acting up on the chats to making sure no one's acting up on comments to anything you want to do. And yeah, do what you please, bro. I think that's all you can really do with them, but it's a pretty cool it's pretty cool, you know. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to put the drink on camera. It's a Monster energy drink, but I see UFC people always like hiding the drink when they go on camera, so I don't know if that's like something I was supposed to do too. Hold on. Yeah, Monster. Oh, yeah, look at that. It filtered it out for me. Ha! Yeah, I couldn't do the coffee today. I saw who was working, and this dude was having a day already. He was angry, so I was like, dude, I'm not going to make his day any worse. I was like, I'll grab a Monster, dude. He's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, dude, just give me the Monster, bro. I'm good. I was like, I understand, dude. The last thing I want to do is, like, get in the way of somebody having a tough time, you know? Yeah, dude. Hey, so do you know what Fallout is? Or have you never actually, like, heard of it before? Because it's actually, like, it could be interesting if you like that type of stuff. It's, like, it's a bit on, like, the more mature side, but I think somebody donated the other day. They donated, I think they donated like $1, but I never really ask. I know like because there's pages that'll like ask a lot and then they'll end up getting like a lot of donations, but I don't tend to ask. I normally end up just getting more engaged in the conversation with the people that are here and end up forgetting all about it. But no, like I said, dude, I mean, this wasn't like, you know, with everything I got going on, you know, I'm working, so like I'm making, You know, I'm working for myself, and I'm making myself decent money for now, surviving. We'll see what happens at the end of the month. I got to go to court with the credit card company about something from a long time ago, from when I used to live in a car back then. And, oh, I gotta go check it out. I have to go check it out. No, I've barely been, like, actually, I also forgot to mention that, dude, because I haven't been on live, like, the past day or so. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna check it out, dude. When I get off of here, dude, I'll go over to your page, dude, and check everything out. Yeah, dude, I'll try to, oh my god. Hold on. I gotta shut this off for a second. You gotta see this. Hold on. Look at this. He's just staring at me. He just showed up. What's up, bro? Oh, they shoot him away. Did you see that? I can't believe I just got that. Well, that's not nice. That was so crazy. Dude, well, you gotta think about it. The Canadian geese just pushed away the seagull, dude. The Canadian geese said, "No, not over here, eh?" Or a seagull. Seagull's just minding his business. But to be fair, why is the seagull out here? We're not even near an actual beach. Yeah, dude. Oh, this is like this is where I go all the time with Revan. Today, I mean, normally I'd be getting ready for work, but today's a little different. I have to go to the mechanic today. So he has to tell me what the heck it is underneath my car that's making that crazy noise, because I think it could be something that may be hurting the car. So work's kind of like moved around. I got a couple I moved to tomorrow, and then I have a couple I'm just doing later today. But I didn't actually think to check the weather, and it looks like it might rain, so I might be working in the rain later on, but it's all good. The real trick is going to the mechanic with this guy. Hey, wake up and go to sleep. Oh wow, look how foggy it just got out here. Or foggy, cloudy. Ooh. Yeah, the little... Yeah, he's like... Yeah, the fog is coming. Yeah, you're not joking. And we're not that far from old Far Harbor anyway. Where was that? I think technically Far Harbor was in Maine. Yeah, thank you, dude. I appreciate it, man. He's a, oh, you coming up now? We just switched his food up. Hey, come here. No, you don't come here. You stay over there. This is the baby. This is baby boy. Say hello. Is the baby? Say hello. Hi, Baba. This is the baby. You wanna come up? You wanna come up? You wanna come up or you wanna go sleep? Do you wanna show him how you give paw now? Hey, you need to finish that food too, little man. We just started him on new food. Or we're mixing it. This dude's waiting for food too. Not from me, bro. You're not allowed to eat the fucking bread anymore. Oh, dude. All right, brother. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you again, RG. Oh, here come all the joggers. Watch this. It's like a flock of joggers. Oh, good night. Good night, brother. I hope you have a great night. What sucks for the joggers is I think it's about to rain. Yeah, dude. Dude, I'm calling it right now for a prediction, dude. We're gonna see something with the Powder Gangers in season 2. I'm like so convinced that we're gonna see that. I just realized too, dude, the Ghoul scene where he goes to Philly and he's shooting everybody up. He's like, are you alright, buddy? Jeez. He's like, he's eating those tomatoes in the middle of the fight, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why is he eating the tomatoes in the middle of the fight? And then I realized that's like how when we're eating the food in the middle of the fight to heal up. I'm like, wow, I can't believe it took me this long to realize that. Somebody else had pointed that out. I'm like, I read it in a comment, like when I was watching the scene again, and then I thought to myself, this whole freaking time I didn't know that. So ridiculous. Oh, the geese are all going nuts now. Yeah, see, I don't want to feed them because, number one, I don't really have anything to feed them with, but yeah, the Ghoul update, you can play as a Ghoul now. If only people knew how to talk like if only we could talk like the Ghoul too. We could run around and, we could all sound like Gob the Ghoul, dude, and be like, hey, Smoothskin, who do you have to hunt to get a drink around here? Do you imagine that? Could you imagine a whole party chat of ghouls? Hey, Smoothskin, hey, what's up, man? Oh, not much, hey. That's all you'd hear, dude. It'd be like, what is going on? Nobody would be able to hear that chat. Nobody could be able to hear the chat that's going on in that. Hey, did you see that? Yeah. Where'd it come from? Over there. I can do the Ghoul voice. I do the Plumber Luch one for Mikey the Ghoul. So a lot of people thought I did that with AI, and that was what was really like more for me like awesome to hear that, because people actually thought it was that legitimate that they thought it was AI. Oh yeah, that's how it'll go, dude. The minute that the radiation comes through, dude, and I mean that's how they treated it, and I feel like that was a. I mean, dude, what should have been done was the Enclave should have very much have been. They should have properly scout. Dude, I mean, this honestly comes down to reconnaissance. If you got the right scouts out there, identifying the Brotherhood of Steel and identifying all these certain, the starting of the NCR and all this, if we identify these communities, why didn't we formulate a more strategized plan to communicate with them on a more neutral ground and get a feel for the situation? What if we found out that the NCR numbers are through the roof? What if we found out that the Brotherhood comes from the military? What if we, if we had done all of that, we could have, even if the plan was still to take them out, we could have at least we could have sized them up better. We relied too much on smaller numbers with here's how I'm going to put this, you ready? Smaller, more technologically advanced troops. Like smaller numbers, but more technologically advanced. That doesn't always work. And you know where that didn't work? In World War II. Because when the Nazis invaded France, France's military, if you look it up, was technologically more advanced than what the Nazis were working with. But they still lost. So it has nothing to do with how technologically advanced you are sometimes. Sometimes numbers or just, the who wants it more, the heart of the morale of the soldiers plays a bigger part than that. And that also takes place in Vietnam. Look at what happened in Vietnam, dude. It was one of the craziest, wars we were ever in. And it was an enemy that was far less technologically advanced than us, and so the Enclave sort of suffered a repeat, and that's why I think it's kind of interesting if you look down at that. The Enclave was a repeat of history's time, of the whole, oh, we think we're more technologically advanced, so we know best, we're going to come in and swoop in with the vertebrates, but in reality, they took these other factions for granted and underestimated them, and that was the downfall. We're trying to take on everybody, and in reality, we should slow down and see what it is we're fighting before we start to fight. And I think that that's what happened. And these politicians, Henry Eden is a robot. You know, the Enclave higher up want to control the population and make them think this narrative so bad that they installed a robot to become president in the East Coast with the Raven Rock era. Like, that was a whole, you know, it's all political propaganda. What was he doing? He was throwing iBots around with all this propaganda. It's, you know, if we had taken that on a more diplomatic approach, we can still associate ourselves as the big, tough superior, but we could have at least done it at the table. And we could have saved lives on each side. We could have easily carved out our areas. We could have built a presence in the wasteland, and then we could have made our move. We could have made our move then. We could have waited, we could have watched, we could have seen, because no matter what, the NCR and Brotherhood conflict would have eventually happened. So we would have seen that, we would have picked the bones up from that, but we were nowhere near when that happened because we were already defeated. Because we had to go out first. Don't you think it's funny the most technologically advanced side was the first one to go? That's what's interesting to me. And then, I mean, some will say Institute, but I mean, talking on like the West Coast, because the NCR wasn't an East Coast superpower. So when it comes to this discussion, it's really about the West Coast. But even in the East Coast with the Institute, I mean, now you have the ability to save them, but they just as easily have the ability to be defeated. Being the more technologically advanced superpower, still had the ability to be defeated by the Minutemen. That should say something, you know. It's not really like... You could, but honestly, I don't see, like, I could have seen something with the NCR being established with the Enclave, but not the Brotherhood. I don't think the Brotherhood would have happened. I think there was too much Brotherhood, you know, history with how they viewed the government, and I believe they knew the Enclave was a remnant of the government. I'm not sure. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, I'm not as in-depth, knowledgeably wise as I am with the other games, but it's an interesting take when you look at it, dude, because the Enclave was really just doing what they believed was right. They weren't going out there and said, oh, there's other people, they have to die because we're the best. They did it because one might think that the people that were dying by the hands of the Enclave thought that they were dying for a greater good, for a better purpose, so that way they could rebuild a clean and safe America, you know, and that can't exist when you have irradiated people around. I get that. But think about what would happen over time. Let's just say that worked, and NCR's gone, Brotherhood's gone, and you go on that mission. How long before your troops start to get irradiated from just exposure over time, and then they start getting executed, and then people's families start realizing their family members are getting killed because they're out there killing irradiated people, but now getting irradiated, and they're turning around and killing them. The Enclave would have either died the way they did, or they would have folded from inside if they continued this sort of mindset. 100%. Because how many troopers would have died, and family members would have realized, you know, how many people are dying because they're going out doing what this president wants them to do, but they're getting sick now, and then they're turning the guns on them. And that's what you would have seen. You would have seen an uprising, and ultimately probably a collapse, because once things fragment like that, they almost never come back to full strength. And you would have had something like that, because I guarantee you there were sympathetic people in the Enclave. Not everybody was Stone Cold Orion Moreno, you know. They weren't. So, you know, it's like, it's a crazy situation when you think about it. And I do believe that, you know, to have a president, which means they still had a sort of, they had a system, you know, a government system, which means they must have had an election, which means somebody must have run against Richardson. So who was that? You know, were they proposing peace with these other irradiated areas? Did they take them out because they were worried that they were going to expose that the Wastelanders weren't really that bad after all, and there was no real risk? Because there never was a real risk, because look at the way time showed that over time. Look at the way the the areas have flourished from Fallout 1 to Fallout 4. People survive and, if anything, have grown more and find more resources to go off. Resiliency is key in humanity in this game. Yeah, because I mean, the radiation's pretty much, unless you find a way to vacuum out the radiation as a whole, and then once the radiation rain comes in Fallout 4, if we just want to say that that happens all over the place, like it happened as well during New Vegas and Fallout 3 times, Fallout 2, that's another thing where you're just exposed. And by the way, you want to talk about exposure to radiation. Why do you have your frontline soldiers, no disrespect to you, dude, in body armor, but you got the higher ranking officers in garments with their faces exposed to the radiation? You know, like, and by the way, that there's no vest on them. There's nothing. You're gonna tell me that little suit is gonna stop a bullet? You know, why isn't there, like, there should have been Enclave officer armor. Should have been more stronger, tougher for their. They should have done more for their officers. I mean, the officer casualties must have been through the roof. I mean, when you're dressed in a garment that can be taken out by a mole rat, you know, you're in trouble. You know. Yeah. Oh, then Colonel Autumn's walking around. If you didn't know that was Colonel Autumn, you would have thought that was a civilian, a scavenger looking to trade, because he's there with a cargo, with a trench coat, and yeah, I don't know what that was about, and a 10mm. No, he had a laser pistol. He did have a laser pistol, but still, a laser pistol. It's potentially your last day on Earth, and you're coming to battle with a laser pistol. I would have had a Gatling laser. I would have had way more than 2 troopers guarding me in the chamber. If I acknowledged that this prisoner was able to fight his way through Raven Rock, the heart of our base, and get out, I'm not greeting him with just 2 troopers. Oh, but they're Tesla troopers. That doesn't matter. There's at least 5 or 6 guys in the room with me. There's so much chaos where if I start to see my Enclave troopers getting gunned down left and right, I'm making a break for it. Because at the end of the day, Colonel Autumn doesn't, I mean, he can leave. Like, there's a dialogue to make him leave so that he doesn't fight, but, like, it's just not worth him sticking around. Like, the fact that he doesn't just run off. And, like, the Enclave will pick you back up because clearly everyone else in that room dies. So if you're the only survivor, it's pretty much your word against deceased soldiers. And it's like, there's not really anything you can say. So, hey, you all right, dude? So I think personally, dude, it's... Enclave should have done things differently. And even how the transition from Fallout 2 to Fallout 3 went with the Enclave, that was just, you had an opportunity to fix mistakes and you just made them worse. Haha. I would have done the Ripper, bro. My Enclave... Well, my Tesla Defector character, if you want to technically consider me like consider that like an actual, like, me playing as the Enclave, dude, I'd keep the Ripper and the plasma rifle for sure. But, I wouldn't count out taking, if I come across a Brotherhood with a Gauss cannon, that, I'm taking it. I'm taking that. And then, I did Tesla Defector 1 and Tesla Defector Part 2. And Part 2 was really interesting because Part 2, I had to actually write, like, actual dialogue for the whole thing. Yeah, the Ripper's good. It's just, honestly, you're going to laugh, but when I had my tinnitus and it was acting up, you'll notice in the game I chose to really not use it as much. I think I saved it to the very end because the grinding from the noise was flaring out my tinnitus at the time. And so I was having trouble. There were certain things I wouldn't do, dude, because I was worried about the noise effect. Like, in Fallout 4, dude, if I had to ride the Vertibird, dude, I'd have to turn the volume down because the high-pitched noise from the Vertibird would, like, totally just fuck my ears up, dude. Even to this day, sometimes, dude, if a brake catches it right, dude, and it squeaks, dude, I'll hear the ringing for, like, 3 or 4 hours, sometimes a day or 2. But, yeah, dude, the Ripper is definitely one of my favorites, dude. I think I'm gonna try to get a job, dude. I want to do a Plumber Looch where, like, we're doing a job for the Enclave, and, like, they're all cool, calm, and collective, and then the job's done, and I go back to, like, get paid, and they say something about like, your buddy's a ghoul. You're a traitor to the United States government or something, and then turn them hostile immediately, and then have them just open up because in reality they weren't trying to pay for the job. I want to do something like that, and then have a funny banter between me and Mikey the Ghoul, and I think it'll sound pretty cool. Cause I like, dude, I like writing type of dialogues like that, especially when it comes to like the military standpoint, because it's like the Enclave is like considered like a military, like, for all sense and purposes, they are a military powerhouse in that game. It's just that they're utilized very poorly, and they just no like, what's it called? No recon, no anything like that. But I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to doing another Fallout. I mean, Plumber Luch Fallout experience. I think I want to do it in New Vegas, but have the yeah, dude. I might even do that. I can spawn people and then put armor on them now, so like I can have a random person dressed up at. I actually did that with the NCR. I went around the base and swapped everyone out with Enclave armor, dude. I did that for Prim also. So like when I went up there and was talking to everybody, they were all Enclave armors between the old school one and the new one. It looked pretty cool. And then I swapped out their weapons too, gave them plasma weapons. It was actually pretty neat. Hidden in the background, just watching from the distance. Yeah, dude. Dude, I like the, oh, let me get the flag back up. Oh. Oh, that's not it. That's Revan. Hold on. Rebuilding America's future. Huh. It's not really a good shot of it, though. There we go. It's like a cool background piece to definitely do like a broadcast over for sure. But although to Thing's point, to Plunge's point, I definitely could see why people would think it's like the American flag, considering it pretty much is, except for just the E and the stars around it. But yeah, for the most part, it's oh, what the hell just happened? There we go, sorry. And New Vegas. Oh, the Assault Carbine was good, dude, but like, I don't know, dude. I always had trouble with like keeping things in good condition in that game. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Definitely do that, dude. I'm always down. Oh, it's starting to rain now, dude. I knew it was gonna rain. That gosh darn rain. I gotta go to the freaking mechanic today, dude. There's like a motor sound that's coming from the back of the car. And it's rather loud, but we just don't know what it is. Fallout 76. So does any, like, do you have any luck with Fallout 76? Hell yeah, dude. We could. Well, dude, I started I started doing a little series. I forgot about that. An Enclave series where they were in New Vegas, and they were yeah, it was different. It was a different, like, it was different. It was really, the purpose of it was me to learn how to write dialogue, but I used like the Enclave posted up at that. Now I don't remember what the place is called. You know, when you get out of Goodsprings and you go towards the cemetery, and then you cross through where the Scorpions are at, and you fight by the Cazadors, and you go down, and there's that like town that's taken over by those Vipers. I took that place over and moved all those bodies and stationed a bunch of Enclave, had them walking around in certain spots. But although I couldn't make them Enclave because they would turn hostile on me, so what I did is I outfitted all those soldiers with Enclave uniforms, and then I put them up against Brotherhood of Steel that showed up, or the Ghouls that showed up, or whatever it was that happened. And I just really took it as an example to just do some really just dialogue, because I'm always like, if you always see a random Fallout story I'm trying to do, it's mostly me just trying to work on dialogue and try to be a better writer and make the conversation more legitimate. And most of the time I'm trying to work on the Ghoul stuff, because I feel like I almost have the Ghoul voice down completely, and that I can actually like make it work. Or at least Mikey the Ghoul voice sort of sounds now a little like natural when I do it, and it's not any AI or anything, dude, which I think is really important, because it showcases the fact that I'm willing to even try to play the part, because I just see like it's just so fun to be part of, like, play Fallout, that I even consider this an aspect of playing Fallout, which is crazy. But I did an Enclave thing where I did a preview with it as like, it was going to be Trump with the Enclave and Biden with the Brotherhood of Steel, and I cut a great trailer for it. But then it got flagged for something, I forget. But I don't know if it's still. I don't even know if it's still on there. But it was really a cool trailer. But like, you see, like, some guy, I tried to make the character look as much as like I could like the president. And then I had the Enclave guys just walking around him, guarding him while the speech of the Trump was going on. There was some speech. I think that's where I got flagged, actually, by putting an actual speech on there. Yeah, I wish I didn't take it down. Or I think I took it down because I just didn't want the warning. Yeah, but I'll try to find the other video for you too, the one with the Enclave in that little abandoned town, because I have great ideas that I want to do. It's just I don't have the capability to serve it up as a mod for other people to be able to download it and play it, because I would have loved to do that. I had some stuff that I went around and rearranged in that game that, like, you know, even pertained to the Quarry Junction over in Fallout. I mean, in Fallout New Vegas. But it's one of those things that, like, you have to just be you just have to be like a really, like, computer, like, really big in computers to really know how to do all that extra modding stuff. And that's why I have so much respect for the modders out there, because they're doing like a lot of hard work with that. Hold on, my phone's gonna die. There we go. There we go. This phone never really likes to charge. Yeah, dude, I also did battles where, like, I'll do, like, I've done a ton of Legion versus Enclave battles, just because I'm curious to see how they pan out. And honestly, they don't pan out the way that I would think they normally pan out. Sometimes the Legion wins quite a few times, dude. The Legion wins a lot when I do, like, NPC versus NPC with the NCR. Those are fun. I'll try to do, like, Super Mutants, and I'll try to do a lot of Ghoul outbreaks, and just to see how certain places would survive it. Like, I flooded the Ghouls at Camp McCarran and seeing if the NCR could actually do something. And they got overran pretty quick. I did that in Prim. I did that in Novak. I actually did a Plumber Luch, like a full long video called Plumber Luch Nightmare at Novak, where there was like a whole Ghoul outbreak while we were working on a job. Then an NCR trooper came, and NCR Ranger came, yelled at me, and then went to go check on Mikey, and then took Mikey's stuff. And then, yeah, no, it was fun. It was actually, then he got killed by all the Ghouls. Because I said, don't go that way, the Ghouls are there. And then he shot at the Ghouls and goes, you want some more? And then they ran over and just overran him. There was like 50 Ghouls, 40, 50 Ghouls. I tried to do as many goals as I could before it started to slow up. Because I wanted it to look like a crazy, crazy outbreak. It was, yeah, it was, I do too much with the Plumber Luch shows sometimes. Sometimes I have way too much, well, back then I had way too much time on my hands, and I would just get way too elaborate with it. But I think I have about, like, maybe 14, 15 of them now, so I really can't complain. But, you know, I enjoy making them. To me, it's like a cool hobby. It's kind of like, you know, people make stuff. I feel like this is no different than, like, somebody painting a picture on their spare time. It's just, this has a lot of words in it. That's really the only difference. I think that, yeah, I think, dude, honestly, dude, I'd love to see, like, how we didn't see any Enclave Brotherhood steel dealings. Like, we should have seen something on the lines of, like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I guess my whole argument's contradicted with the fact that the Enclave still technically isn't taken out. Because for some reason, they keep popping up on the West Coast. Like the Fallout TV show. It showed a whole factory of Enclave people. What was... Were the remnants really remnants? Or were they just like... Because I'd have an XO2 with the M4 assault carbine that is before plasma rifle plus the 9mm. Yeah, see, that's not a bad loadout at all, dude. I'd probably mimic that. If anything, I'd keep the instead of the Ripper for me in Fallout New Vegas, I'd keep the Super Sledge. Or if I like those bumper. See, I love Lily's bumper sword, the one that's clearly from a not a Helibird, what's it called? Vertibird, from a Vertibird wing. But, Vertibird propeller. Jeez, I can't talk right at all today. I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing I was a little upset about is, like, how are you not going to show us the Enclave power armor, but show us a whole factory of Enclave workers? Like, that clearly implies that the Enclave's still up and running at a pretty reputable pace. I mean... Now that I think about that, like, does the Enclave play a factor in this next season? I mean, yeah, no, I know. But I mean, because everything's lore-based, and so basically from my interpretation is, not only is the Enclave still up and running, but they've got so much time and resource on their hand that they're able to mess around and discover cold fusion. And actually make it work. And then he was able to actually, like, leave that Enclave field, which was pretty well armored when you saw all the turrets and then the dog. You hear other dogs and, like, what was the... Dude, the Enclave had a full-fledged operation going on there. And, might I mind you, to the fact that it wasn't even that, like, it was guarded with turrets and stuff, but there was no, like, super soldiers out front. Yeah, but, like, who's in charge of that operation? And where's, like, the foot soldiers? All we saw were, like, dudes in attire. That blows my mind. And doctors. Like, who's running the show? The whole, the whole hierarchy's all wiped out. You telling me a couple of, like, remnant foot soldiers were like, yeah, listen, we need to get together and discover cold fusion. Like, clearly the scientists survived. A lot of doctors survived, and I think that, you know, the protocol still remains active. There's a lot of them out there, like you said, and I don't think that... But I think that to their downfall, don't you think? Like, don't you think it's bad to do it this way? Because basically what you're saying is instead of everyone reuniting at once and becoming a full-fledged force, we're just continuing to throw pockets out until they get smoked and then go to the next pocket. Instead of taking these pockets together and making a giant force, we're killing 100, 200 at a time. And it's like, no wonder why they're getting us, because it's like they have time to separate us and pick us apart. You know, yeah. But that's my point. It's like, they didn't really, like, I don't understand what the Enclave was made to look like. Because, like, you have to question, like, it was either, like, the Enclave was made to look like that on purpose for whatever is coming next in the lore, or Bethesda really doesn't like the Enclave. Because it's like, you gotta think, when I think back, they never really had, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they like the West Coast. See, I don't know. I kind of killed my own argument with that, but I don't think they like the Enclave, because why would you make them look like such a weak, like, I don't know. It's just contradicting. It's so contradicting. Like, you have heavy turrets outside, you know, but no foot soldiers, so clearly you don't care that much about guarding, but was able to let a doctor with a dog escape. You know, it's just so much contradictions for the Enclave, and it makes them, and they look like something completely different than what they really were. And I think that, you know, I don't know. And then there was just nothing followed up with the Enclave after that. Like, for that show, there was nothing followed up. Like, there was never, like, the Enclave. You don't think that the Enclave would have went looking for the fucking cold fusion? The work that all the scientists were working on, not once did the Enclave come looking for that. Yeah, dude, it's like, it's just like, you didn't send anybody. Like, you know how cool that would have been to be like, you know, at the end where this dude, the Brotherhood's fighting the NCR remnants, and then all of a sudden, like, you just see an explosion in the wall, dude, and you just see the Enclave show up talking about, where's my cold fusion? That's crazy. That would be crazy, because at the end of the day, no matter what, the lesson still remains, or the thought still remains. The Enclave is still up and running, and they're missing something that was stolen from them. And this is the big bad Enclave. You're telling me that they didn't go and try to retrieve it? They were, and I don't want to hear they didn't have the numbers. There was about, like, freaking 90 people in that fucking warehouse, a part of my language. So it was like, there was 90 people in that warehouse. You're not telling me one person had power armor? Yeah, dude. I mean, because, I mean, basically, bro, what they had the Enclave look like was just a science. They had the Enclave looking like the Institute, pretty much, right there. Because all you saw was a bunch of scientists and then, like, workers, and that was it. That's all you really saw. You didn't see, like, I don't remember seeing, now I could be wrong, but did you see a vertibird in the Enclave facility or around the Enclave facility? Because now I don't know. There could have been a vertibird. But then the next thing remains, when the Brotherhood of Steel leader, that poser who is sitting on the throne, because we don't know who he is, he certainly isn't Elder Maxon. When he's sitting on the throne, he talks about the Enclave like as if it's just like, I don't even know. He definitely didn't treat the Enclave like they were like a big, huge threat. He acted like, they talk like it's like some society of scientists. And like I said, they made them look like how the Institute is. And I don't think they should have done that. I think that they should have immediately, like, you know, when you steal something from the Enclave and the only ones that are after you is like a ghoul bounty hunter and literally, like, who else was after the doctor besides the ghoul? Like, who else, like, now that I'm thinking about it, who else besides the ghoul was going after the doctor? There was a bounty on that guy's head in the middle of Philly, which was a town of bounty hunters and raiders and whatever, and nobody cared to go after that guy. Only the ghoul went after that guy. There was a bounty that went out for the doctor. Who put the bounty out? Was that the Enclave putting a bounty out? Because, like, how would they know? Like, could you know what I mean? Because, like, what did the Enclave go to somebody and say, hey, we lost somebody, go put a bounty out? Was that the way of the Enclave getting them back? Because I personally think that the bounty was set by Moldova, who was the lady that was looking for the doctor. So I'm not sure what the situation was with that, but from my standpoint, it looks like the Enclave did nothing to get their property back. That's what stunk about it. But I still, like I said, I'm hoping for a big Enclave boom. Maybe they're saving that for season 2, which, quite frankly, you know, isn't the worst thing to happen. But a lot of questions remain then. Which armor is going to show up? Oh, dropped the phone. My bad. Which armor is going to show up? Because we got the T60 here for season 1. Does that mean we're going to get like the XO1? Because like because when I see T60, I think of Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, and you really only see XO1 around then. XO1 was the only Enclave armor, non-mod related, that was natural game orientated, that was actually a suit just like the Brotherhood one. So I'm assuming they're going to keep that Enclave armor, but I'm hoping that they have, I'm hoping that they do something where, like, if that's the case, they got all the Enclave armor like old school, but then like one of the leaders is rocking the XO2 or something. I think that would be cool. Yeah, the Ghoul and the Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, but it's like, you also have, I'd like to think the Enclave also has vertibirds. Alright, hold on 1 second. This thing is just acting up. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Yeah, dude, because the Enclave just... It looked like the Bethesda made the Enclave just look terrible, dude. In all honesty. Oh, hold on 1 second, dude. This dude pulled up next to me, dude. It has this freaking high beams in my face. Hold on. There we go. But yeah. It's like the Enclave really, like... I don't know. The Enclave didn't... Everything looked good in Season 1 except for the Enclave's status. It's in question. It's good that they're alive, but it's like they're not, like... They look like they just... I don't know. I saw everything in the Enclave except for a military in that show. I saw scientists. I saw regular workers. I saw turrets. I saw a nice fancy lab. But I did not see an Enclave military presence at all. There's no way the Enclave exists without the military presence. It's their core foundation is a strong military foundation. There's no way There's no way that whole area is protected by just a couple of turrets mounted on the building and then a few dogs. There's no way. There's no way. Where they are exactly, I still didn't get any really good confirmation of where in California they are. I understand California is big, but like, I don't know. Then again, they are remnants of the government, so it's like they love their secrets, but I don't see it to be... in this case, I see the secrecy in like the poor tactics, dude. It makes me think that the Enclave is just always doomed to fail in the Fallout universe. They remind me of Darth Maul, dude. Like, just they've got everything to win, but they always end up failing, and it's like it's just doomed to fail. And that's like the biggest like parallel I can draw between Darth Maul and the Enclave, dude. They're just destined to fail. No matter what we try to do, Enclave always falls short. Oh yeah, dude. And you know what sucks about that too? Is if they were really trying to do that sort of glazing to the Brotherhood, they should have, included the T50 somewhere. The T50 was the first one that they ever had. That was the first one on the cover. They should have done something to do that. But when it comes to the way they set up the structure of it, the foundation of it was all out of whack. It was the leader looked more incompetent than Lyons looked, and to me that's I don't want to like that. That's the big thing, was incompetency. That leader was competent to who? People like Michael Rappaport? Like, not Michael Rappaport, I don't know the guy's name, Knight whatever, but those are the type of people he was running. That was his top command. That was like one of his top knights. You kidding me? Like, the structure in the Brotherhood of Steel is ridiculous. Also, when the Brotherhood of Steel took that long to push back a remnant bastion of NCR soldiers, poorly armed NCR soldiers. That was the other thing. This Brotherhood of Steel is so out of whack. Look at the way they are inside, like their training regiments and stuff. The girl shooting herself in the foot so she doesn't have to go on tour, on a tour of duty. To me, it's just crazy. The Brotherhood just, it was embarrassing. The Brotherhood is like, they sounded arrogant. They were just arrogant. They were poorly armored when you think about it. Look at all the problems that team. Look, when I say poorly armored, I say that because look at what the Ghoul did. He fought like, what, 5 of them? Yeah, the only reason why President Eden was so effective is because he wasn't programmed to fail. The only way that Eden could fail is if we were his downbringing. Or Liberty Prime blows up the base, It's one or the other. But it's always something. Sorry, I'm just watching the rain, dude. I can't believe it's raining out. Hey, Revy. Yeah, we got him on the Purina 1 now. No more pedigree. Well, almost no more pedigree. We're weaning him off of it. Yeah, blowing up Liberty Prime was pretty good, too. Well, to be fair, I don't think anybody... Honestly, I don't think the Enclave, even if they found out about Liberty Prime, based off of the information that was said even before Elder Lines made it operational, there was still a number of inconsistencies and problems with the testings. There was a lack of testing done. They didn't even know if the, I forget what it's called, if the targeting ratio was even done correctly. So when Prime came out and performed as effective as it did, it still performed at a less than 100% capacity or capability. Like, that battle to the Purifier was still a non-fully functional Liberty Prime. That was not Liberty Prime at its full extent. Based off of what it was said about the functioning and how things still weren't adequate, the targeting wasn't done correctly, the way it worked was just a fraction of how it would work if it was fully restored to its full working cognitive order. And that is still even debatable if that was even done in Fallout 4. It sounds like we more just rebuilt Liberty Prime into just a machine that could do the job, but I'm not sure if it was as fully capable as the Fallout 3 one, and Fallout 3 one wasn't fully capable as intended for the design of it. That's my personal opinion. But I think that in all terms considered, it would have been really easy to take out Liberty Prime. It's just a matter of how bad they wanted to take him out, and I don't think that the Vertibird pilots were willing to do that. So, if you catch my drift, I believe that the Vertibirds, if they got shot down and they knew they were going to crash, I would have directed, as Colonel Autumn, I would have directed them to steer into Liberty Prime. If we're going to go and crash and the Vertibird's going to blow up, then we're gonna become a bomb to hit Liberty Prime, and we're gonna be a flying bomb, hit him, and we're gonna try to do as much damage as we can. And eventually, enough Vertibird explosions crashing in from the impact of him colliding, and then the explosions would definitely cause joint damages to the legs over time, especially if they were given direct orders to do that. It could be done. It's really just a matter of if they have the capability of getting that done in a sufficient manner by, unfortunately, using, lost soldiers, pretty much. Soldiers pilots that know they're going down and they're probably not going to survive the crash. If you know you're going to do that, it's your last, as an Enclave, as an Enclave personnel, it is your right and your duty to go out in the better, for your country. So that's what they'd have them do. And what you basically deal with right there is a quick and effective solution. You would keep Raven Rock intact from that, because there would even be either Liberty Prime does get destroyed or significantly damaged, and he can't, whatever, the robot can't go. It can't go to Raven Rock and do an assault, because now you need to repair it again. So even if the idea wasn't to destroy it, to get it to where it has to stop and repair, at least gives us time to formulate another plan and at least evacuate Raven Rock. Because if we know they're coming now, which, by the way, that's the other thing, Liberty Prime doesn't sprint. They don't sprint to Liberty Prime. Like, Liberty Prime doesn't sprint, doesn't run. You guys are telling me Raven Rock, that's got iBots all over the place, you couldn't have enough time to evacuate that area when you see a robot walking over to you. Like, there's a big robot. You can see him walking all the way from Paradise Falls, probably. It's like, you guys didn't think, like, it stopped everything else you guys had to offer. You guys don't think that, like, you should probably evacuate? I think that was a big mess up by the Enclave also. I think they handled Liberty Prime situation poorly when it could have been an easy fix. Hold on, what did you say? Actually, the Enclave could have just used the weapon platforms on the vertebrae. Yeah, it didn't seem like they were having that much luck. But, like, over time, I think you're right. That could have even... But they would have gotten shot down over time. I think that would have been a dangerous game. Only because the vertebrae's not that armored. So it can't really sit and exchange blow for blow. But I think that you're right. If it was well concentrated, it could be done. But I think that, like... I don't know, dude. It's just, like... It was kind of like Colonel Autumn said, hey, I'm going to the Purifier. You guys hold this down. And it's like, that's what the Defense Force was. Because I wouldn't have set checkpoints like that. Because that Enclave is known for having a few people die, then go on to the next few people, just like their faction with their little, like, pockets. But, I don't know. I think that they should have been... I don't know. They should have been more organized. They should have gotten more help. The mobile missile platform that they had that was shooting nukes, that thing clearly was already operational. Because, think about it. 2 weeks later is when that thing was used to take out Liberty Prime. 2 or 3 weeks later, whatever it was. I could be wrong. It might have even been 4 weeks later. But it was used to take out Liberty Prime relatively with ease. And I think that was the stupidest idea that they ever did. Because that factory was lost anyway. That surveillance station was lost. The minute Liberty Prime punched a hole into the side, that place was lost. What they should have done was send those nukes to the Brotherhood of Steel base. If they had done that, then all you had to worry about is a robot with nowhere to go and just roams. And now all you got to do is isolate the robot, and you're pretty much done. I mean, you just killed the entire command structure of the Brotherhood of Steel by sending the nuke where it should have went in the first place. Yeah. But, like, as you can see, it's like you could have taken it right out. And then you could have, yeah. I mean, they spend all their money doing Hellfire armor, which arguably wasn't needed. You know, it was a waste. The scientist from the Divide was right. It's a waste. You didn't need to do Hellfire armor. Work on the iBots. Why do you want to keep sending people in? Work on the iBots, send the iBots in, save the people, live another day, become stronger, and then it's like, you know why the Institute survived? Because they did that. They didn't send people out as much. They sent the robots out. The only reason why we find out where they are is because of our character. If our character does not exist in that time, the Brotherhood of Steel still shows up, whatever, they never find that base. They never find that base. But when you do have the technological side fight and the Brotherhood does find the base, if you're helping the Brotherhood, they get wiped out. Which goes to show you back again with the Enclave and the NCR, just because they were more technologically advanced didn't mean nothing. They still lost. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The normal power armor is really efficient, and it's always the best armor in that game. Like, the Enclave armor is always better when you think about it. More technologically advanced for the game damage resistant and all that. I mean, I'm sure that's a different story. But as far as the lore goes in the game, as the person wearing it, that's the better armor to be in. But you just reminded me of someone talking about the T-60 stuff in the Ghoul. I got to go back and rewatch that scene. Yeah, dude, if I ever get the Fallout 76 running, dude, we'll definitely have to run some, dude, because every time I ran that Fallout 76, though, I never had much luck with it, but I do get the idea of it, and I think it's a good concept, but I'm definitely ready for Fallout 5. Like, we definitely need Fallout 5. sooner rather than later. I'd like it before Season 2 falls out. Season 2 comes out for Fallout, but who knows. But with that being said, we just hit 9 o'clock, or a little after 9. I gotta get ready to go see this mechanic, so I'm going to end the stream here. It's great talking with you, bro. I'll probably be on again later this afternoon if I can finish everything. Unless it starts pouring rain, and then I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna get these houses done. But I will catch you later. It was thank you for stopping by, dude. I always appreciate it. We will oh, hold on. There we go. We will definitely talk more, dude. And I'm interested to see what they say more about Fallout 5. All right, buddy. Hey, Revan. You want to say goodbye? Uh-huh.